start with a true story. When I was a little boy, about 10 or 11 years old, I remember going to work with my dad on a Saturday morning. He worked in downtown Denver. I remember walking from the parking lot, looking up at these tall buildings. I'm pretty sure it was the first time I had ever been in downtown Denver. Just in amazement at how big they were, because when I looked at them from like far away, they seemed a lot smaller. I remember my dad was walking at this really brisk pace from the parking lot to the building, and I was doing everything I could to keep up with it. And I remember him reaching out his hand in an invitation for me to put my hand in his. And so I did. I grabbed his hand, and he pulled me along to keep up with it. And I think back now, and I remember at that moment, I wasn't really worried about anything. I had complete and total trust in my dad. I wasn't scared. I wasn't frightened. I just had that trust. And you know, the moment that a potential customer has to make that decision to become your customer, a similar thing has to happen. You're reaching out your hand saying, trust me. And that customer has to reach back and grab hold and say, I trust you. I recently was looking at a study from Nielsen on global trust in advertising. This study basically takes and looks at all the different forms of advertising and measures consumers' trust in that advertising. And I began to really think, you know, it's not an easy decision for a business to decide where and how they should spend money on marketing. And the trust potential principle was born. What is the trust potential? Trust potential is every form of sales or marketing activity has an inherent trust factor built into it. And it's made up of three things: the medium, the moment, and the measurement. Let me give you an example of the medium with some stats from the study. The first one I want to give you is text messaging marketing. Little text messages, ads that you might get on your phone. The report said that 29% of consumers trust that. So I give that a trust potential of 29%. Another one was emails that I signed up for. So these are emails that I actually requested that a business send to me. Can you guess what the trust potential of that is? Any guesses?
87.
10.
50%, which is a little surprising to me because I actually asked them to send me it. Now the two highest mediums of trust potential were online reviews, consumer online reviews, and also recommendations from people that I know. The trust potential of online reviews is 70%, very high. Recommendations from people that I know is very high at 92%. I'm not sure why it's not 100, but it's 92. So what that tells me is that a business should be, to get the most bang for your marketing buck, that a business should be working very hard to get recommendations from your customers and to get online reviews from your customers. The second part of the trust potential is the moment. This is when the marketing message is delivered. I recently got a postcard from a plumber. $79 to clean any drain. That's a great deal, but there's a little problem. All my drains are working just fine right now. Now that could change at a moment's notice, and it probably will. But I have a decision with this postcard. Do I hang it up on the fridge, or do I throw it in the trash? So the moment may not have been right in that particular case. Now, does that mean that plumber's marketing campaign was a failure? I'm glad you asked that question. Because that brings us to the third part of the trust potential, and that's measurement. Because of the true success or failure of any marketing campaign is in the results. So let's say that same plumber spent $1,000 on that postcard campaign, but his revenues were $10,000. I'd say that's a pretty successful campaign. So his trust potential for that particular campaign was 10 times or 10x. And we would evaluate the medium and the moment for the next time, because maybe next time we could get 12x or 15x in trust potential. So trust potential is the inherent trust in any sales or marketing activity. The three main components are the medium, the moment, and the measurement. So the next time you have to make a decision about spending marketing dollars for your business, remember this. You are reaching out your hand, asking your customer to trust you. What you need to do is make it as easy as possible for them to be able to reach back and grab your hand and say, I trust you enough to do business with you.